Woonsocket.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It's Coffee Ann here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. It's a Wednesday morning. It's August the 13th. And it's cloudy outside at the moment. All right, I'm Joe Callahan. Let's go around the coffee table. We'll say hi to Melissa Smith. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning, everybody.
Filling in for Tim Draper, Amanda LaRose is here. Hi, Amanda.
Good morning.
And John Ward is with us
It's
as well.
cloudy out. Good morning anyway. It's nice to have Friday the 13th fall on a Wednesday.
Yes, isn't that clever how that worked out this month? All right.
I don't even know what I just said.
Well, don't worry about it, John. Our first segment sponsor, Coffee Ann, today is the St. Antoine community. So, Melissa, what's going on over there?
I'll start out with an apology for how I'm going to be on the show this morning. So John opened my morning when I arrived with an apology. I'm going to put mine out there publicly as well. Anyways, but that's after my message. So I am from St. Antoine Community, which is a large long-term care campus in North Smithfield. On our property, we offer a variety of services that range from assisted living to short and long-term skilled care. We have 2 levels of memory care on our property, assisted living as well as a nursing home level, and we have a wonderful state-of-the-art rehab facility. If you are interested in learning more about the services we offer on our property, I encourage you to reach out to me. I'd be happy to walk you through your options as well as give you a tour of our property. You can reach me at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@santantoine.net.
All right, Melissa, thank you very much.
Hold on, let me put on my seatbelt. I'm going to prepare for the show today because John's making me feel like it's going to be a doozy.
A little nervous? well, we'll see. It was about 3 weeks ago, we did have the mayor of Woonsocket on, and that's when he told us that that open space across from the Veterans
Open
Park.
doors.
Open doors?
Oh, open space
No.
across from, okay.
From the Veterans Park.
Yes.
Had been, part of it had been sold, and it's going to be...
self-storage.
Thanks, John. It is going to be self-storage.
And the
but
construction's begun.
But he also told us that they're clearing out all the brush.
They did.
That's in there. I say,
It's all
well,
gone.
that's great that they did. They went and
Construction
took care
crews
of
are
that.
in there. They cleared the land.
So-
They're working on foundations, bringing in electricity.
And
Everything's
so,
going strong.
and we always said, I know, people are just going to go, no, more self-storage. Is that what we need? Well, there must be.
You know what?
A need for it.
Yeah, it's that little supply and demand thing.
Yeah.
They're not going to spend their permits to build that facility total $7.5 million.
Wow.
Nobody's going to spend $7.5 million
Without getting
unless
a
they're going to
return.
make money on it.
Yeah, so-
people are storing stuff. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why did I think one of our last conversations about Sears, the old Sears building, was going to be self-storage
No.
too? What did that end up being?
That's
Was
gonna be
that
a
decided?
Yeah, that's
Let
going
me,
to be a
let me give you the
supermarket.
sequence. You know the building that burned down on the corner of Privilege and Pond Street? That mill was supposed to be sold to the guy who was going to use it for self-storage. A week before the closing, it burned down. So that fell down. Then he looked into leasing the old Sears building to convert that to self-storage, and he made a big plan, and he did all kinds of drawings, came to the city council. At the same time, the city council was working on legislation to prohibit self-storage in commercial zones where it was allowed because people were rebelling against self-storage. And it ended up eventually not passing, but his plans, so when that was in the works, his plans fell apart, and the plaza got sold, and a new owner is talking with a supermarket that's going to go in there. But self-storage is allowed in industrial zones, and that particular lot across from the middle school is an industrial zone. And so the owner of that property sold off a segment conditionally on the corner of Hamlet and Davison. About 25% of the total property to a company to build self-storage. And so that's where that's going. And a supermarket eventually is going to be in Sears.
And distribution center for the supermarket is going up there
The
as
front
well.
will be the supermarket, the back, and the warehouse that Sears had would be distribution.
And one of these supermarkets is in Providence right now, so that's second store or third store that
I
they're going
haven't
to
seen
have.
any work start up there yet, though.
What is the going rate for a storage unit these days? I mean,
Oh,
what are
wow.
we talking?
A small one, probably $100 a month.
My
100
my
and
one
change.
my son has one in Maine. I thought he told me $60, but he maybe has one of the smaller ones.
Right.
don't
I know the one on 146, a small one is like 100 and change a month, but
Okay.
a small one. You're talking like a size of
This room.
a bathroom.
Smaller than
maybe
this?
So
Okay.
you're assuming that in order to like get approval to build a new storage unit, there must be a need. Someone must have conducted like that a survey of all the other
all the others, yeah.
storage units must be at
Sure.
capacity in order to validate the
I would
approval.
Think, yeah, I would think so because they just finished the
'Cause
one
they
on
are
the
an
corner of
eyesore.
Providence Street. Well, the one on Providence Street is more like they're building today. Which
Yeah,
is,
it looks like an office building.
It looks like a regular office building.
Yeah.
On the outside, the entrances are in the back and on the side, so you don't really
So
see them.
bummed when that one got built. That's not far from my house, and I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be a car wash. Someone had said it was going to
But-
be an awesome car wash.
The thing is, the thing about them is, yes, people say, why do we need them? Well, if you don't need them,
Someone else
shouldn't
does.
matter to you.
Yeah.
But the fact is, the empty lot that was a baseball field, no longer used at the corner of Providence Street, has a new building on it, and they pay $169,000 of taxes for what is essentially a building with 2 people in it that manage the empty space and rent it out. And it's got a value on the books of about $7.5 million tax value, and so they pay a lot of money in taxes to have that building there. And so, as a taxpayer and a non-user, I'm fine with it. What am I going to say? As long as they make it visibly pleasing.
I wonder if they should start to mandate. This is just me being wicked judgy.
All right. Not you, Melissa.
Yeah, I know, because I think immediately, like a lot of people that use storage units are hoarding, right? Like they just can't part with things.
Some are, yes.
And so
absolutely.
you think to yourself, like, when you walk through a casino, this is how warped my brain works, but they have the brochures that say like gambling, if gambling is an issue for you,
Issues,
get some
okay.
help. I feel like when you're writing a contract for these storage units, if hoarding is an issue for you, here's a number that you can call, because I would hate to see, like, I'd love to survey and understand the data behind this, but how many people are using those units for overflow from their house? And, I have a theory in my house where it's like, if it's not used in a year, it goes, because
I
you
have
just...
a 2-year limit. It's 2 years out.
Yeah,
And it's not to a
I think it
storage
just
unit, it's
gets
to the
a
trash.
little out of hand. And obviously, I work in the line of work. I work in an industry where people really have to downsize their homes in order to go into our assisted living and part with a lot of things that mean a lot to them.
Salvation Army, Savers,
And there is such an
trash
industry
can.
for people helping downsize and help with those hoarding issues. It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, just to let you know, my son has one. He uses it to store his motorcycle
Well, right.
in the wintertime. So he's not
yeah.
tossing that out because he's going to
No.
use it.
And I've seen
he's using it
super
now.
creative reasons, so I'll backpedal a little
Yes.
bit. We talked about in the air that the storage units up on Route 1, I learned very quickly going to the Taylor Swift concert a couple of years ago. People have storage units for tailgating.
Yes. Yeah,
And the
okay.
Patriots games as well, and they
where they
open
keep
their
their-
door, they put their
that's where the
chairs
grill
out in
is.
front, and but
Many
no,
people-
it's right there. It's free parking that way.
Oh, well,
Isn't
okay.
that crazy?
Yep. Many
Very
people,
creative.
Many people will use them for storing their classic cars during the winter.
Yeah.
Many people are small businessmen, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, where they keep some of their heavy tools and supplies of material that they may use, like plumbers use standard pipe, standard stock, and it's their little warehouse. So
Yeah.
they'll warehouse their stuff. If they have a job, they figure out what they need. They don't have to run to the different plumbing supply places. They've
Yep.
got their own little warehouse. They go there, they pick up the supplies, they go do the job. So they can be used effectively for business. But
Yeah.
Well,
I
but
mean,
it's you must have seen that television show. What's that one where they auction off the?
Oh, yeah.
storage
like
wars.
sight
Storage
sight
wars. Yeah.
unseen, right? Like you're
Yeah.
just bidding on a
That can
unit,
be
you don't know
very
what's inside.
disappointing.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes
I feel like that's almost a game show in some ways because
Yep.
you
All
could
right.
get $1 million in stuff, or you could get
Nothing. It's
Yeah.
just a lot of clothes or something like that. All right, Amanda. There was a big bust yesterday in Massachusetts. 13 people facing charges for a scam.
Oh,
And it's the grandparent
grandparent scam?
And I saw it on Channel 12's website. They actually have a picture of the script that they use. I'm like, wow. And so they start off with grandma or grandpa, whoever answers the phone.
Yep.
It's your grandson, and then in parentheses, stop talking.
Let them say the
Let
name.
them say something. Timmy, yes, it is.
Yes.
I'm in, and then it says pick a state. I'm in Illinois. Friend of mine's parents have died. It's back to sympathy. I'm here to pay my respects. I'm doing a good thing. And then they say after the services, I ran a red light, pulled over by the cops. Need money to get bailed out. And here's where they get you to make it even more believable. They pass the phone off. Here's my lawyer. His name is Mark Stevens. Pretty common name to use. And now someone else gets on the phone and says, "Oh yeah, Timmy here, and we need thousands of dollars." And that's how they get you.
Yeah.
Just follow the script. I'm like, wow.
And the one thing I will say to anybody, if your son or your daughter, your grandchild, anybody is calling you that's a family member saying they're in trouble, just take a breath for a second. I know all of our instinct is to be like, oh my God, we need
Gotta
to help
help
the person we love, right?
Not me.
But unless you're John's family, then you're in trouble. But
For a lot of reasons.
Just take
You'll be met with skepticism.
But just take a breath, stop for a second, hang up, right? So even if you want to say, hey, give me your number, I'll call you right back, hang up and call your loved one that's supposedly calling you. Because I will tell you, and I'm gonna sound mean, but 10 times out of 10, it's a scam, right? There's not even 9 times out of 10. It's 10 times out of 10 that this is a scam.
Why is it so bad I meet those things with skepticism?
I think the problem is, people are just predispositioned to want to help people, and especially if it's their family, they have this sense of urgency that needs to be done. But if anybody is asking you to buy gift cards or take money out of the ATM and put it in the Bitcoin ATM, or get money orders, or I've heard the newest one was put it in a shoebox and somebody will drive to your house and pick it up.
Wow.
Please just stop for a second and yeah.
All right. Well, these 13 people were busted.
Yeah.
It was all based
Good.
out of the Dominican Republic.
Life in prison.
But as they were going along, it doesn't say how long this enterprise was running, but they alleged to have stolen $5 million.
Yeah, I'm sure.
$5 million, obviously from
funny.
a lot of different people.
I don't remember now if I was driving with my son out to California or driving back. And because it's such a long trip, I listened to a lot of podcasts, and I was listening to a Megyn Kelly show. And it was about this very thing, because a friend of hers out on the Cape had gotten the call about a nephew or something being arrested. And they actually almost got roped into it. And they just happened to be speaking with Kelly and her husband about it. And that's when they said, stop. No, this is
Right.
being conned. So they managed, to work out something where, while the wife is dealing with it, the husband's going to the police station where they said they were, and
To pick 'em up,
She
yeah.
spent quite a lot of time on it, because it was talking about a lot of the details of exactly this, where people get conned. And frankly, I don't get it, because you look at me funny when I say no, I would not believe that at all. Because it's just not the sequence of how I relate to my children or my grandchildren.
But I think right now you're not, like, I'm going to propel you by 10 years, right? So in 10 more years, you just can't see it yet because your grandkids are young. I'm looking at my parents 10 years, let's say, older than you. Grandkids are getting older. We're getting older. They're getting a lot more lonely. They're by themselves a lot. Confusion's starting to creep in. Isolation, desperation to talk to one of the grandkids, desperation to talk to one of us. Like when I call, it's like they're so excited to say, right. If my daughter calls, it's like, oh my God, Allie called me today. It's like a whole reaction thing. I think in 10 more years, when you're 10 more years more vulnerable, that's your target. You're not their target.
Right.
In the
I agree,
80s is the
except
target.
for one thing, and this is the beauty of cell phones, smartphones. They won't be calling from their phone. It's somebody else calling from some other phone, so it won't even be a recognized number. And it's either going to be, and I don't answer unrecognized numbers, raw numbers, unless I've interacted with somebody where somebody might call, I'll answer. Otherwise, I don't interact with non-recognized phone numbers, and or the phone tells me it's potential spam.
But there is still a population of seniors who are not working through their cell phones. This is through landlines. But
I get
also a lot of them my
get it.
parents also don't really even look at their phone. They're just excited to get a call and they just answer quick.
Yeah.
No,
So
They might even
I
say
think
that
it'll.
in the script. How come you're not calling from your cell phone? Well, I've been arrested. I'm using the police.
Oh God, they have a pivot,
phone.
a pivot line.
Yeah.
That's why.
My
They
phone.
took
I was
my
in an
phone from me.
accident. They have my phone. I can't use
Yeah.
my phone.
Yeah.
And listen, John, if you never become the victim, that would be one fantastic day, right? But I think you're the exception to the norm.
No, I know.
For the first time ever, I'm saying that. But I think you're an exception, right? I
You're
think
an
there are-
outlier.
I think there are a lot of people out there that aren't that savvy, right? And I don't mean to say it that way, but we just see it. And I can say this, guys, you're right. It's the older generation that are getting scammed more, but it's lateral across the board. Everybody is getting scammed, from the
Yeah.
young kids with the TikTokers to the middle-aged with Bitcoin and Facebook marketplace scams. It's all across the board. The only difference is the older generation has more money, and that's why.
Must be my cynical stoicism that does it.
The average age, by the way, on this one, because I do call it an elder fraud ring. What the average age was of the victims were 84.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
For
So
the
there you go,
grandparents
John.
scam
That's
one,
a little
that's
beyond my
It's a little
age.
beyond you. You can't
Yeah.
even fathom what you're like at that point. But just putting my parents into that bucket, they're not quite 84, but they're close enough to the point of saying they are lonely and excited to get a call
Oh, I got a
from
call.
anybody,
Anyone.
and it's stop what you're doing.
Well,
There's
that
a call.
Means, that means you need to call them more often.
But they're also from that generation.
So,
you
I
al-
like
you
to
always
reference-
answeed the call
I
if
know.
someone rang the house.
I
I'm
know,
sure
you
you've
used
heard
them as
of-
an
We didn't have
example.
caller ID.
I'm
back
sure you've
then,
heard of the
right?
sandwich generation, right, John? I'm right there, smack dab in the middle right now, and it is overwhelming me, and
You're
so
the peanut
don't
butter-
make me cry in the show this morning.
You're the peanut butter and the jelly.
I am the peanut butter jelly fluff banana organic peanut butter.
Yeah.
Wow.
All the things, nutty
Wow.
peanut butter, all of it.
That's a great sandwich. All right, we got to take a break
And
here.
deluxe.
You're lucky.
Gotta
And
take
then
a
I
break.
work with it, so I don't know. Somewhere in there too is another
Right.
layer.
You're lucky they're all still there.
Time for
I
another
am.
message,
I am.
Melissa, from the St. Antoine communities, and we're going to take a quick break.
I'm
so
waiting
go
to
right
get
ahead.
kicked under the table by Joe this
Shut up.
It's over caffeinated. I just wanted to do a public thank you to all the folks that have supported our golf tournament, which is coming up on Monday at Kirkbrae Country Club. It is sold out. Every level of sponsorship, every foursome is sold. It's going to be a huge success. It's going to be a beautiful day as of right now. But my reason for sharing that in the air is also because some listeners have stepped forward and offered donations of gift baskets to be raffled off at our event. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of you that were listening and wanted to support this event and promote your business and dropping off a donation that we can add to our pretty expansive raffle collection. So it's going to be a great day. I'm excited. I won't be here next Wednesday to report on how the tournament runs or how it goes, but the week after I will be sure to give you an update, but I'm confident it will be a huge success. So thank you.
All right, more of the Coffee and program coming your way. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240.
ON 1240.
You will always find great homemade food at one of the best restaurants in the Blackstone Valley, Missy's Family Restaurant, 801 Clinton Street in Woonsocket. They're open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week beginning at 6 a.m. and on Fridays they're open for dinner until 7 p.m. You can always get breakfast all day long at Missy's Family Restaurant. And don't forget about their award-winning Dynamites. Missy's Family Restaurant, 801 Clinton Street in Woonsocket.
It's summer, and the last thing you're thinking about is, are my gutters filling with leaves? You can get you some peace of mind with Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection company. You'll never have to clean out your gutters again. And right now, you can get a free inspection, free estimate, and save up to 30% off your entire purchase at leaffilter.com/Bob and Sherry. I know I could live the rest of my life never thinking about my gutters again. An investment in Leaf Filter is an investment that protects your whole home. It's your permanent solution to clogged gutters, and you can let Leaf Filter's trusted pros handle it, and every installation comes with a lifetime no clogs guarantee. Don't spend your summer worrying about gutters. Schedule your free inspection and get up to 30% off your entire purchase at leaffilter.com/Bob and Sherry. That's LEAF filter.com/Bob and Sherry. That's a free estimate, free inspection, and 30% off at LEAF filter.com/Bob and Sherry.
See representative for warranty details.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We are local and live at 99.5.
It is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Melissa Smith, Amanda LaRose, and John Ward. Just another story out of Massachusetts. It just makes you scratch your head. It's like, well, the former Massachusetts state trooper is going to spend the next 3 months in federal prison. And then he's got some home confinement to do as well. Conspiring to falsify commercial driver's license test scores. He originally was charged in a 74-count indictment, that alleged a wide-ranging conspiracy. He was approving CDL applicants regardless of how they performed on the tests.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's great.
These people driving 18-wheelers that don't know how to.
Great.
Just
Well,
here,
it's
give me
not
the money,
bad. It's
and
not
here's
bad
your,
when they're
here's your
driving
license.
forward. It's when they try to back
Backing
into
up
a
and
Or
take
turn.
a corner.
Or turn, right?
Or turn.
Or, I don't
Those
know, the
right-hand turns
flyover
can
bridge
kill
on
you.
You can only go
146.
straight.
You picture that
You'd be
for
great
a
in North
second.
Dakota.
Yeah, this is. It just reminded me, and it was a few years ago. Happened at the Brockton Registry of Motor Vehicles, where they were just handing out licenses to whoever could pay.
Great.
Formality. You can take the test, but you're just going to pass anyway. So, and it just the head of the DMV of that office was just taking the kickbacks. It's all going right in my pocket. Wow.
I have an issue before you get on to your next
All right,
topic.
what do you got for an issue, John?
I have an issue because it's in Rhode Island Current. It's a digital newspaper. And I saw in their email they send me every day an article that I think is of interest to you, Melissa, because it appears, and I didn't know this, 49 states in this country, certain levels of practitioners of whatever can provide basic foot care for seniors. Now, having seen my mother-in-law and my father-in-law and others, you know how important
Oh, 100%.
nail care is for your feet.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And lining up an appointment with a podiatrist to actually clip your nails is ridiculous, or having a family member have it come over to do it. And there are people who do that for a living. 49 states allow it.
Rhode Island does it.
Rhode Island doesn't. And a woman was doing it for people not realizing she was
It's
breaking
against
the
the
law.
law.
And then somebody mentioned to her she's violating the law. Wow. She has a waiting list of 350 people waiting to get the service she offers that she can't offer anymore.
That paying
And
her,
they
right?
put a
Yeah.
law in to try to make it possible for somebody to do this in the state law, and it got stuck in the Senate. So I need to speak with the your fellow panel member on Monday to see why
why.
this would get stuck in the Senate of the state of Rhode Island. Why it's even an issue at this point? Because, like I said, if you can afford it, the best thing you could do for a senior, if you have a mother or father that needs it, is take them for a pedicure about once every 6 weeks. And then you don't end up needing to find a podiatrist. You just walk them in, sit them in the chair, and let them do it because they can do it legally, but you can't go to their homes or in an elderly high-rise.
Wow.
Or
Do you have
or things
podiatrists
like
come
that.
in to?
We
say
do.
they just
We
wanted to
do.
this?
They come in every 6 weeks to do foot care. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to look at this. I'm with you because it blows my mind that, I mean, they probably spend about 5 minutes with each person, but it's billed as an office visit. So they're lucking out, right? Like even when I used to run my adult day center 8 years ago before I came to St. Antoine Community, we had a podiatrist come on site and provide foot care at the adult day center. And I could not get over the fact that we had to run insurance. It was treated like an office visit, set up the prep space for this person, for this doctor, clean up after this doctor, and they were billing for an office visit for every single person just to cut their nails.
Nothing
Yeah.
against the podiatrist, and it's not their fault
No,
that
but
the
it's-
laws forced this to happen.
Totally.
But what a waste of money.
What a waste of money. And I think this goes back to the insurance companies being out of whack and out of touch with,
Reality.
yes. I mean, I've even shared in the air. I had a dermatologist appointment a couple months ago, had a mole removed, treated for cancer, like
Yeah.
all the things. And I got walloped with a major bill. It was non-cancerous, thankfully, right? And it happens to me often. But $120 to have one mole removed, and you're like, what the heck? Just to snip a little piece of skin. And so, yes, your example is absolutely accurate to raise concerns and be addressed. It's one of a million things I'd like to add to the list. They're probably thinking it's just foot care, like put it at the bottom, and
Maybe.
other things probably take more precedence.
You know,
but at the same time, it's
if 49
a
states
valid.
allow it, what are they thinking?
Yeah.
I
Do
don't
I
know.
think the person
Probably
who's doing the
insurance
cutting
companies.
should absolutely be
Some
certified
sort of
on some level.
qualifications, but not a,
sure.
Because
not a
it is-
podiatrist level.
Right, especially if you're dealing with diabetic foot care. The people who have diabetes who are getting foot care that are elderly, like
Yeah.
you have to be very careful cutting their nails in particular, and you have to also know what you're looking for on their foot for any open wounds and whatnot. But yes, John, I agree with you on something.
Hooray! Hey.
Holy cow.
Holy cow! Shut down
Stop.
the show. Shut down the show.
Every once in a while I read these
Should have
stories.
ended
Well,
on a high note.
the only reason it becomes so offensive to me is that it actually was something they were supposed to be able to consider in our General Assembly. And so it always comes to mind two ways. Why is it something so simple taking so long?
Yeah.
And why is it got jammed up instead of being run through
Not
and just
easily.
done?
Yeah.
Because the insurance lobby, because the
They're
medical
gonna-
lobby,
Yeah, they're going to lose money.
because the podiatrists will lose money.
Yep.
The whoever else is legally qualified to do it will
Well,
lose
a little inside
Insurance
tip that
companies
I would
will lose money.
recommend, because this is what I used to recommend for my adult day families if their insurance didn't cover that visit that we were offering. $30 on a copay for a podiatrist visit to cut your nails, or $30 pedicure, like you were
Pedicure,
saying, and
every
have
6
someone
weeks.
massage their feet, rub their feet, make them feel good, because human touch is actually needed as well for elderly. So I would think the $30 is better spent going to the nail salon.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on to something else, and you might be interested in this one, Amanda, and and Melissa too, because you still got kids in the school system. The Governor McKee has signed legislation. It's called the Freedom to Read Act. It provides legal protection for libraries and schools while laying out a process for parents to raise concerns about books in their child's library. McKee says free expression is promoted in Rhode Island, and censorship is a way to limit what we can learn about the world. Have any of you run into where you find books that are in your kids' schools' libraries that you find objectionable? Some people have run into this around the country.
No, and
No?
I can
Okay.
even share. So my now graduate from high school last year in her, or 2 years ago in her AP English class, which is college grade English literature class that she was taking, they read Handmaid's Tale, and I've seen the show. I've read part of the book, couldn't make it through the whole thing, and that is a really all things.
Okay, all right.
All
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
It is an incredible story plot. It's a sensationalist story plot in some ways, but also very relatable to current times that we're in. So there's a lot of
Right.
overlap, but the content was very disturbing for me as a grown individual in my late 40s. Having my, at the time, 16-year-old read it, I was very concerned. Didn't raise any concerns at all with the teacher. I just kind of let it happen organically. But I'm glad she read it, actually. It was a good literary challenge for her, and I think she was exposed to topics that I wouldn't have brought up at our dining room table. But it did provoke some really deep conversations about the bigger story narrative of the book that if it hadn't been proposed by her teacher, she might have missed out on, and we might have not have had this great big in-depth conversation. And I won't get into the details of the story of the
Go
plot
read
on
it
this air.
yourself.
This is a
Really
rated
good.
G show.
Oh,
This is
do tell.
No, not going to go there. But I think we need to our kids need to be exposed to stuff. They do. The bigger world that's out there. As I'm sending my kid to college next week, I don't want a shell-shocked kid. I don't want
Okay.
my kid to be going out into the world and not being aware of things. That's not real life.
And I will say this from somebody that has a younger child, right? Not everybody has those heart-to-heart conversations, right? Or those tough conversations with kids sometimes, right? And sometimes having a child read a book and then come to you and ask the questions, right? And have that understanding, I think there's a good part of that, right? Like you need to be able to expose them to stuff, whether it's good, bad, or just history in general, and have them say, well, why did this happen? And let me understand. But not everybody has those, like we don't think of that in our day-to-day, right? So having a child exposed to that reading and being able to understand some of what happened in the past or different dynamics allows those conversations to open up a little bit more.
Okay.
If you don't have those books, so I think most of the context of this argument is surrounding like history, sexuality, race, politics, religion. Let's say we'll put those into the little
biggies,
handful, right? How are you building compassionate children who are sensitive to all kinds of people, all walks of life? You're trying to dictate a path where you can only have one choice in sexuality, you can only have one choice of religion, you can only have one choice. I just think that if you don't present those options to them and they're sitting in a classroom next to Billy, who may have two moms, or who may be a Republican and my family was raised to be Democratic, whatever it is, then how are you raising kids to be sensitive and compassionate to all the kids in their classroom if you're trying to mainstream their thought process?
Okay.
That's the only way I can summarize it.
All right.
Wasn't that nice of me not to say anything?
I'm actually impressed.
You didn't have the young kids that are still in school. That's why I didn't.
I have grandchildren in school.
Okay.
And here's the
Have
good
they
thing
run
about
across things like
about that law. It is very clear in the definitions in the first section of that law that it is not to allow necessarily some of the things that across the country are creating the greatest objection, which is a lot of the graphic descriptions of sexual activity and or images that are actually printed in paper in books that are being put in libraries that are used by K through 4. And that would seem to the vast majority, I think, of parents as not necessarily appropriate in the way they are presented for kids in that age group. And so that's where much of the objection has come from. But this law prevents that from happening because it doesn't allow for that. And what would be considered age appropriate. Now it becomes a question of what you believe is age appropriate. As far as what you were describing, a 16-year-old, to me, nothing is off limits for a 16-year-old. A 16-year-old has developed to the point where their level of inquisitiveness and necessity of exposure to the world is, to me, at its peak. That's where you want to flood them with information and about everything from every angle, if they're willing to accept it. The other argument, though, with your example, goes back to what you said about me and the scams. I'm unusual. I don't fall for that stuff. I'm a lot more questioning and skeptical. Where you were defining it almost as a universal that a child will take something and read it and go home and talk to the parents. No, that's probably the same kind of minority I represent. Many of them will simply Twitter among themselves and talk about it and draw false conclusions and experiment and do things that could lead them into a place where the parents never know where they are mentally, and they don't grasp the concepts effectively. Now, it may work for your family, may work for your family, may work for your family, may work for mine, but you have to consider the universality of the more susceptible minds that are not being trained by parents at home, that are not being educated at home about things like values, respect for other people and their opinions, and all of those aspects of this.
So I'm going to deliver a zinger, and then you're probably going to go to commercial. Yeah. I hate having these conversations about libraries and parameters and bans and having age restrictions on certain types of literature that's out there and accessible to the kids when there's no restrictions on cell phones and apps and TikTok and all the things. We're focusing in this area. It's old school mentality. Let's focus on the libraries and let's blame the teachers and the librarians and all the things. More kids, I bet if you survey, more kids have cell phones in their hands and have access to way more than these libraries could do damage.
Exactly, making my point about the fact that parents aren't properly communicating with their kids.
Right. All right, break time here on the Coffee and program. More coming your way. Time for the forecast, being brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Increasingly cloudy and hot today with a high near 90. Heat index values as high as 95 degrees. There is a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies with a low around 70 degrees, and there is a small chance of a shower or thunderstorm overnight. Thursday's weather, showers and thunderstorms are likely all day, 70% likely, otherwise mostly cloudy with a high of 86. Thursday night, lingering showers and thunderstorms clear out of here, and an overnight low of 66. Friday's weather, sunshine and 82. Saturday, sunshine and 86. Sunday, mostly sunny and hot with a high of 90. Monday, mostly sunny skies and 81. And next Tuesday, mostly sunny and a high of 75 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, cloudy skies with 71 degrees. Questions about youth or high school sports, Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love. Whether you own a restaurant or an auto repair shop, you need as many customers as you can get. Every business does. Don't limit yourself to one newspaper. Get the power of 2 daily newspapers for the price of 1. The Blackstone Valley's Call and Times deliver customers from all over the valley with just one phone call. Phone 767-8500 for twice the effectiveness over twice the area. The Call and the Times.
ON Radio. Feel the spirit.
All right, it is Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. John Ward is here. I'm here. I'm Joe Callahan. Melissa Smith is here. And Amanda LaRose is here, filling in for Tim Draper. And time for first message. Amanda from Navigant Credit Union.
Thank you. So Navigant Credit Union, we are offering some great CD rates, and great right now is great for us. 10-month CD is an annual percentage yield of 4.00. It's $500 minimum balance to open. You can stop in any of our branches and learn more information, or visit our contact center at 401-233-4700 or our website at www.navigantcu.org.
All right, Amanda, thanks. We every time we get these kind of stories, and this food has been recalled, or that, and it's usually always a vegetable or a fruit. And I always say, Oreos never get recalled. Wrong.
Did they get recalled?
Not Oreos, but sugar cookies. At
who
Target.
Makes sugar cookies?
I don't. Well, someone's buying
those
them.
sugar cookies that they make with the frosting on top.
Yes. Sugar cookies sold at Target stores in Rhode Island, and elsewhere, but in Rhode Island, all being recalled due to potential contamination. The Favorite Day Bakery frosted sugar cookies.
Yep.
You know what's in them?
Sugar?
Might be. Well, besides that, what shouldn't be in it? That's it. That may be in it.
Oh, I don't
Poison?
know. Oh.
Not poison.
Are you going to say like mouse droppings or something? What are you gonna, I don't know what's happening.
You just
Bugs.
wonder. No, it's
God.
wood. Like
Wood?
like from trees.
That's used as a filler.
And it's not. Well, it's not going to hurt you. It probably doesn't taste very good.
Like
Now, what product- I'm
sawdust? Like
sorry, I
someone
missed the beginning.
sprinkled in.
What product was that?
It's the sugar cookies.
Oh, okay.
It just says wood. It doesn't say sawdust or anything like that. So.
They don't call it wood though when they put it in a product, because
No.
if you buy grated Parmesan cheese, it's got filler in there too. It's not really pure cheese. You get a product that they give it a name. I'll look it up while you guys are talking.
But I just wonder if you're chewing on the cookie, and you
Get a splinter?
yeah, something like that.
I don't think they'll get a
Crunch.
I'm not sure there'll be a crunch. That's gross.
Well, yeah.
I think I don't eat sugar
I
cookies.
love how we went to poison and mouse poop, and he's like trees.
I mean, it was so. I thought like there's gonna be this whole. Yeah.
I know. I'm
No.
picturing a
Sorry.
plant. I'm
Well, yeah.
picturing the big batter
Because
bowls
usually,
spinning.
Yeah.
when you hear the other stuff, it's all it's potential listeria contamination. It's some kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
plastic might be in there. I wasn't expecting a tree
Like,
or a branch or
What do
something
they do?
like
Make
that.
the cookies next to a lumberjack?
Yeah, it's just kind of
Yeah.
the lumberyard just kind of filters on over. Well,
Here it is.
what'd you find,
It's,
John?
it's the typically includes the common grated counterparts to Parmesan cheese. And typically includes milk, salt, and enzymes like rennet. I never knew rennet was.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what that is? Do you ever eat a product called junket?
No,
You never heard of junket?
no.
It used to be like a pudding
Is it like a
that
filler?
you'd make. It was a pudding you'd make and it's rennet pudding is what it is really. And as basic ingredients, some grated versions may also include cellulose powder. You know what cellulose powder is? Wood.
Wood. No. Okay, there you go. Well, they're not saying powder. They're actually saying like actual pieces of wood.
Oh yeah, no, that's not good.
You know who passed away yesterday? You two, Amanda and Melissa, are not going to know her. John, you're going to remember her.
I love when he says that.
Danielle Spencer played Dee on What's Happening. See, you don't know her, right?
No, that I saw
I
that
didn't-
flash up on social media, and I didn't
Yeah, I had
recognize
no idea
her.
who this
Didn't
woman
the uncle just die a few days ago too?
on what's happening.
Not what's happening. No, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah,
died a few
he
days
might have
ago.
died a few days ago. But Dee,
Dee.
she was at the time 11-year-old girl on the show about the urban African American families, and very funny show. She had the best lines because they gave her all the sarcastic lines. So Dee was hysterical. She died just yesterday. She was 60 years old. She dropped out of Hollywood. I'm going to be a vet. Went to veterinary school. She was Dr. Danielle Spencer now. Just died of cancer yesterday at 60 years old. But I remember her from the show and just, laughing and laughing and laughing at her because she had just the best lines going. Making fun of her brother and his two friends, who are really the stars of the show.
Rerun.
Rerun was great.
The hat was everything.
The
beret.
He, if you watch it, go watch it go Google it. And Rerun is a larger individual, but they spotted him because he was on what was the dance show? Not
Saturday
American Band.
Night.
Nope, not American Bandstand. The other one with Don Cornelius. Train.
No, Soul Train.
Soul Train. He was on Soul Train.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do that
That's
right.
what-
Soul Train.
And he was
might be too young for
he was
Soul
a
Train.
dancer
Yeah.
on Soul Train,
This is late '60s, early '70s ABC.
and they pulled him out of that and say we can use you on the show. So they it was the '70s, so there were a lot of fat jokes and things like that, but it was still rather amusing. All right, Little League World Series begins today in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. We have two representatives from New England, Connecticut and Massachusetts. Will be down there. So
They'll have
And
good
Mass is
weather.
Braintree, right? Is that the Braintree team?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was that, John?
They'll have good weather.
Yeah. So we got Connecticut, Hawaii, Illinois, Nevada, Mass, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, South Dakota, Texas, and Washington. The team that won it last year from Florida got bounced out, which is kind of surprising. Usually Florida's in there. And then you get your international teams.
I was going to say, where's the international team?
Aruba, Australia, Canada, Chinese, Taipei, South Czech Republic, Japan, Mexico, Panama, Puerto Rico, and Venezuela.
Aruba. They have
Yeah.
a team going to the World Series. Wow.
Xander Bogaerts is from Aruba. They get,
Yeah, I know, but
they got good baseball players there.
I
John.
didn't know they had a big baseball program. in
Well,
Aruba. It's not that big a place, is it?
They got one field. I don't know.
But then I when I think of all the players that have come out of the Dominican Republic too, it's like
Yeah.
it's this tiny little thing, and some of the best players on the planet
Yeah.
came out of the Dominican Republic.
Well, in case you were planning to go, you missed it. The Sturgis Motorcycle Rally has come to an end.
Oh, too bad.
The 85th annual one out there in South Dakota. City officials are calling it a success. I guess we have we put the bar at these many arrests. If we come under it, it's a success.
Hey, all they're counting is the millions
Oh,
of
the
dollars
money.
of
Oh,
money
the
that
money.
comes into
Wow.
the community once a year.
They were expecting 700,000. They think 600,000 people attended this year's rally. That's up 5%. That's up from the 5-year average of 430,000. Vendor numbers were also up nearly 4%. More final tallies are still rolling in as officials discuss what went right and what went wrong to make early improvements for next year. Because there's only like 3 cops. This is a tiny town in Sturgis, South Dakota. They got to call in they should call in the National Guard. Now that they're in Washington, D.C.
I have to wonder, though, with the particular group we're talking about, whether or not they self-police. Because you don't want to ruin a good thing. And
Right.
if they're all going out there and having a good time, the vast majority of people going out there to probably act up a bit, but they respect the fact that if they go too far, it ends. Mm-hmm. So they may want to make sure among
police
themselves as a
themselves?
group that they
Okay.
take care of anybody that causes it to get too close to the edge and rein them back in.
They
so
did
to
have
speak.
on Law and Crime. They did a topic,
On
a
that-
segment on this, and a lot of the cops were there, and they said there's only a couple of us, but they do self.
the
So-
other
Yeah.
the motorcycle
Well, I would
riders.
imagine among
they
the
kind of kept
bikers,
them all in check.
There
You
must be
saw
a
it
lot
on the
of
camera.
police officers
That
on
are
the bikes
bikers, probably.
that are coming in, too.
Yeah.
Or military.
But yeah, if you ever see those shows, then they show you the money.
Oh, yeah.
At the bars that is just going back
it's
and
gonna
forth,
be
and it's just
huge.
They're throwing them in trash bags. There's so much cash. It's just
And,
they look forward to this
I'm
every
sure
year.
it all gets reported to the IRS. It's like running a laundromat.
The oldest casino in downtown Las Vegas is eliminating traditional table games. The Golden Gate will phase out live dealer tables, and they're going to replace them with slot and electronic table game machines, which I hate. Hate dealing with the electronic, the woman or the man that's just...
Not interested.
That's like, God, it bothers me that it's
I didn't even
electronic.
peg you for a gambler.
Oh, well...
Yeah. He was about to say,
I enjoy it.
Yeah?
I don't go as much as I would really like to due to my wife's wishes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
okay.
there you go.
Well, there you go.
There you go. One
Way
time,
to be respectful.
Well, yep. One time I was in Buffalo, New York, and I was at a casino there. It was the best. It was the best run I had. I got 11 blackjacks in a row, or something similar to that. Even the other players were saying, you can't move, you can't order a drink, you can't change your
we'll
bet,
kill you.
You can't do anything different while the run is going.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Everything just so I could have
bathroom
my bet, but
breaks, no, nothing.
Just sit there and just keep going and keep going until it stopped. But
Wow.
that was fun.
Oh, it's a good memory.
That was a good time. I've had ugly experiences though down at Bally's. I won't get into that right now. But anyway, with dealing with other patrons, not with the actual casino.
Oh, yeah.
Other gamblers can be jerks.
Oh.
Anyway, Amanda, it's time for your second message from Navigant Credit Union.
Perfect. So I'll stick on the line of fraud when we talked about it earlier today. Navigant is hosting some fraud awareness seminars coming up. There is one coming up in September down in the Warwick area. It is open to members and non-members. So that email will be going out shortly, as well as our branch TVs will be hosting that. Also, we're hosting one in November during the day at the new lodge in Cumberland, which is at the old Diamond Hill Ski State Park. So that will be in November. Again, you can go on our website to our calendar of events, and if you would like to sign up, you can contact me at 401-233-4700 or email us at alarose@navigantcu.org.
All right, Amanda, more of Coffee Ends coming your way. Stick around.
ON 1240.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
WOON Woonsocket Radio.
All right, it is Coffee and on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Amanda LaRose, Melissa Smith, and John Ward. All right, I got them all
okay?
straight. Yeah,
Do you want us to introduce ourselves? What just happened there?
Arms up, hands
I
up.
don't know, just a little
Hi,
something
I'm
with
Melissa
it.
Smith.
Anyway,
Amanda LaRose.
And John Ward.
John Ward. We were just talking about the female.
I thought I was.
Let's talk about the female umpire that made
No,
Major League
come
history.
on. Oh, I'm going to go all over
I'm
John
just-
for this.
no,
I
I'm
can't.
just saying.
See, I knew enough
I-
to bring it up during the commercial.
But
I'm just so glad you're perfect, John. I am
saw
so
her-
glad you're perfect.
But I saw her in Worcester, and she did a couple of games there.
Yeah.
And she was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she did. I
Maybe
thought she did
she's
a great
nervous.
job.
There's a lot of
no, I'm sure
attention
she is.
on
I'm just
her.
saying, it was some guy.
Of course, some
Of
guy.
course,
Yeah.
Picking
of
on
course.
her.
Yeah, he must be sitting on the sidelines, right? Yeah.
He's not an umpire.
Right, right.
No.
But I talked to
Probably doesn't even play baseball.
Haters gonna hate.
but umpires down at Major League level and at AAA too. There's an umpire supervisor that actually goes to the games and they watch the umpires to make sure they get things right and like that. So I just talked to that person and I said, how is she doing? I mean, she is the only female.
Yeah.
The other umpires, they're males. The players are all males. They're mostly very respectful for her, but if things get hairy, and things get ugly, they said she's just another umpire, and they're just going to use the same language they use all
Yeah.
the time,
And I'll bet
she's
you
just
she
used
will,
to it.
too.
Yeah, that's how she'll want
she'll
it,
give it
yeah.
back. Too.
Oh, yeah.
So she's don't worry, she can handle herself. So
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm like, oh, great. So she did very well. That ball went to.
I'm being a little more
Cooperstown.
critical of the smartass that put it on video and wasted everybody's time watching how far off the calls were because, like I said, I could put together a montage of other umpires doing exactly the same thing.
Bad calls. There's a guy named Angel Hernandez, one of the worst umpires I've ever seen. So, anyway, all right. Bad news here coming back to Las Vegas. There's a funeral home in Las Vegas. They're being shut down, failing to cremate the bodies.
Oh.
Oh
I'm
God.
like, why are you doing this?
What are they doing? Oh,
Where are they putting the bodies?
The regulatory board found it did not cremate or properly dispose of at least 8 bodies within a reasonable period of time. It also failed to file death records within the required number of days. In one case, it did not initiate a death record. Records show one body was kept at the funeral home for more than 10 months before being cremated.
Cutting down on their carbon
So they
footprint
just
by not using the
left
gas.
them in the
huh?
freezer.
I hope so, or else things are going to get ugly
I
quickly.
wonder why you would do that though.
I don't know.
Unless they don't have a crematorium on site and they have to transport them and pay for somebody else to do the.
Was the
no,
crematorium
it's
broken?
it's the McDermott's Funeral Home and Cremation
Oh, well then,
Services.
okay.
So
Oh.
it sounds like they have it on site.
Oh.
But I don't know.
Huh.
It's
Oh.
just, but their license has been revoked, and now they're not doing any funerals right now. So they've been shut down. But it's just
Oh boy.
scary,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. We had another story. It was last week. There was a woman in Florida. She passed herself off as a nurse, and worked at a hospital for a year.
Years. Was it a year?
Almost 6 months.
6 months.
But she came in contact with like 4,500 patients.
Yeah.
And she had falsified documents, either saying she was somebody else or whatever. And that's because she wasn't setting up shop at her house.
Right.
She actually, here's my documents, got an interview with the hospital, and worked at the hospital for 6 months.
It is
like,
scary
wow.
how easy it is to obtain documents for pretty much anything,
Anything?
nowadays.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. I don't understand it.
I don't know.
By the way, I'm royalty now. It's on my documents.
Oh, well, good for you.
Just kidding.
Aw. Princess Amanda.
I'm a recent graduate of What's the Matter You?
When you call for the Uber or call for the Lyft,
Mm-hmm.
you really got to be careful about whose car you're getting into.
Yeah.
And it's a bizarre robbery. It happened in New Orleans. The police down there say a woman thought she was getting into a rideshare car. The driver trapped her inside, drove her to a corner store, and forced her to fill his car with gas so she would pay for it.
Oh, that was a lot less violent than I
Well,
thought.
it is a lot less violent. After she filled the car, she escaped.
So I
But
gotta
the
tell
driver
you,
did steal her purse.
I just went to Philly for a work conference,
Okay.
and I had to take Ubers all over, from the airport, and being by myself, right?
Okay.
And one of the tips somebody said, because now Uber's so easy, they have the license plate, they show you a picture of the person, right?
Yeah.
It literally shows where the car is going.
Coming, yeah.
But one thing somebody did say is when you get into the car, just make sure the child safety lock is off on the back seats.
Oh, yeah. I did hear
Because
that,
we
yeah.
all have child safety locks on all of the vehicles. But if it's on, you won't be able to get out unless they let
Yeah.
you out. And so that was like the first thing I did. I opened the door and I was like, oh. It was always up, but, just that.
To check it.
Is
Just
it
to check it.
is it Uber and Lyft? One of them allows you, like you as the woman, Amanda,
Yeah.
can pick a female
Yep.
driver.
Yeah, Uber,
if
you can do
want.
that.
You
Yeah.
can.
Yep.
Okay. Did you do that?
Nope.
No.
I just
Okay.
let it go.
Whoever shows up next.
Yep.
Who's ever the closest. there you go.
But I have to say, as a traveler, I do like the fact that you can select your preference if you want somebody to talk to you or if you
Yes,
want
they
like
have-
the
that's
temperature in
right.
the vehicle, because I am a talker. And so I'm like, give me somebody chatty.
Because you can go the other way.
Correct. Yeah,
Just
you can
be
just get in my
quiet.
car and go.
We're not
Yeah.
talking.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I was like,
remember
turn
that
the
one.
AC all the way up.
So
and
you
talk
as a
to me.
chatty person,
Yes.
my fellow chatty person,
Yeah.
when I have opportunities for silence, I actually welcome them.
in my room or by myself, but if I'm
Like
with
if I
people,
could pick a
I want-
hairdresser that wouldn't talk to me, which mine talks constantly, I would prefer to sit there in silence and just. Yep, I drive in silence in my car now. I leave the radio off. I'm in this weird space of I'm so social all the time, all the things, but I like.
It's time for quiet.
Yeah, so I think if I had an option on an Uber ride, I think I would pick the silent driver.
I do that at home. I listen to music mostly now when I'm driving, just to have music. But when I'm home alone and the dog's not there, it is absolutely silent.
And
in the
you
house.
like it.
And when I'm busy doing other things, it's absolutely silent.
Yeah, I find
like
more
it.
and more. I used to be like blast music when I'm cooking, and now I'm like, nope, silence. I think my head's too full.
Makes you wonder though, what does the Uber driver think
If
of the
you-
person that they're picking up, and they don't want. They just want silence. Oh, another.
You know what?
I gotta tell you, I did ask one of them because there was a couple of us in the car, and I sat in the front seat with them because there was more of us, right? And so I'm like, "Can I sit in the front?" He's like, "Yep." So I sit there, and I'm like, "So how you doing today? Is it first time out, right? Like first ride?" And like he's just like, I'm like, "So are you introvert or an extrovert?" And he looked at me, and he was like, "I'm like, okay, I'm done."
I'll get in the back seat now.
Were you sharing the Uber?
Yeah, there was
three.
there was four of us, so three in the back
okay.
seat and then me. So.
All right.
We,
funny.
my wife and I did that. We were in Florida and we had to catch an Uber to get to one of the places we were going to, and we got in the car, and she started talking. Oh no, we went from the hotel for the airport. We got in the car. She started talking, and the guy was comfortable doing that, and I was silent the whole trip. She just. And I think
Sometimes you get the best pizza places, you get the best restaurants,
Well,
you
if
get
you're
where you go
okay,
shopping
yeah.
and
If you
stuff.
look, I get it. If you're looking
Yeah.
for something, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're going to the airport, just get me to the airport.
Oh, you gotta talk to them.
This wasn't an Uber one.
Yeah.
But I was in St. Louis going back to the airport, sharing a van with a bunch of different people that they picked us up at different hotels to
Yep.
bring back. And someone in the van turned to the other, not to the driver, but to us. Oh, did everybody, you come to St. Louis for business or pleasure?
Yeah.
And before anybody could answer, the driver says, so begrudgingly, no one comes to St. Louis for pleasure. I said, oh, you must be on the Chamber of Commerce.
Way to endorse. Way to endorse.
Way to love your city.
Oh my God, that's funny.
That was funny. All right.
Did he play the soldier on the wall in Monty Python's on the Holy Grail?
All right. All right. Who's seen the Poltergeist movie? Remember the original?
Oh, a long time ago.
God.
Well,
One and done.
all right. The House is for rent.
Oh,
Oh,
yep,
is
nope.
it? Of
Yes.
course it is.
The house
$1 a year?
No, a little more than that. The house in Simi Valley, California, has been completely redesigned to mimic the set from the 1982 horror film. The home can sleep up to 8 people and pets. John, if you want to bring the dog, all right. Reservations start at $600 per night.
Oh, God, no.
All right. Last year, the home was sold for the first time in more than 4 decades. It went for nearly $1.3 million.
Yeah, I just don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and see my dog gnawing on my bloody
bone?
leg.
You didn't like the movie Poltergeist?
No.
Oh, I thought it was great.
No, one and done.
Yep, I'm good.
Did you see it because you were too young?
No, I saw it.
But in 1982?
Okay, but I,
No,
Were you-
it was like
were
2
you-
or 3 years after that.
Okay, well maybe you were still too young.
I think I was 10 when I watched it.
Okay,
I think it was probably
you're
like
way too young then. to see
12
it
or
then.
13 when I watched it.
Yeah, and I shouldn't have.
All right,
But
that's
I'm
right,
going to
you're
tell
too
you,
young.
I am the scary movie like this person.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So don't let me watch scary
The
movies.
only time I
Through the
ever
fingers, I
reacted
love
badly
that.
to a movie like that was the first when I was in a theater watching The Exorcist.
No,
And the
okay.
pea soup came, and it was like. That's the only time I've ever reacted
not a
because I'm
scary movie
usually
person.
waiting for the outrageous things that are not
Yeah.
not real or even possible, and so I just know they're coming, and who cares? But in that movie, it was like I didn't know that was coming.
All right.
And it had a certain level of reality to it that was a little too much.
Nope.
Now in Poltergeist, did it freak you out with the little girl at the
Yeah.
at the TV?
Yeah.
Saying they're here.
Yeah.
They're here.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know she's passed away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. But I thought Poltergeist.
Okay, we need to
was
finish on a high
great.
note because
I
I'm going to have
know, I
nightmares
said-
tonight
yep.
because of you. So thanks.
Hey, I just a little quickie here. I'm a big fan of the first movie that came out, Nobody. Did you ever see the movie
Nobody? I
Nope.
don't remember that one.
It's great. It's violent. It's like a John Wick movie, a lot of violence, and but it's about a guy that's sort of retired from special services, as sort of like the CIA guy, and he's retired, but he ends up caught up
Okay.
in the thing, and of course he has to kill everybody. It's really funny and gruesome, but it's sort of a nice movie. And
Sounds nice.
They're doing a new Nobody 2. If you saw
Oh,
it,
okay.
if you haven't seen Nobody, watch it. Go see Nobody too, because now he takes the family on vacation and accidentally gets caught up in another situation where he's dealing with drug
So
dealers.
John filled us in while Joe flipped through 12 pages
12
to find a happy.
pages to find one happy story, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Beyonce is officially an Emmy Award winner. Good for her.
man.
On Tuesday, the Television Academy unveiled the 2025 Emmy winners from its juried categories, including animation, costume, emerging media program, and motion design. And Beyonce took home the award for outstanding costumes for variety, nonfiction, or reality programming for her costume design work for her 2024 NFL halftime show performance. So good for her.
Awesome.
So there.
That was the happy note we ended on.
No one died. No bodies were left in the crematorium.
Did you say the
that kind of thing.
NFL halftime show? Because it wasn't the NFL. Wasn't she in the College Bowl? What College Bowl was
It
that?
says 2024 NFL halftime show, dubbed the Beyonce Bowl. So not the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no,
Some-
it wasn't the
something
Super Bowl.
else.
It was the maybe it was the
One of the playoff games?
Yep.
one of like the All-Star player type thing. I don't know. I know it wasn't the actual Super Bowl.
She's halfway to completing the EGOT status. She's got an Emmy. She's got a number of Grammys. So she's got to get a Tony.
She needs
and
an
she's gotta
Academy
get an
Award
Oscar.
now.
A Tony
Yeah.
and an Oscar.
I'm all
So-
set with Beyonce.
All set with
She's-
Beyonce?
Yeah.
She's
She's
in the
no-
category
She's
of
no
I don't
T-Swizzle.
That's what I was going to say. She's no Taylor Swift?
No.
No. Well, okay then.
All right.
All right, that does it for the show
She's
for
a
today.
product of really, really good marketing.
Yes. Have yourself a great day, Melissa Smith. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and Amanda, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
All right, John Wood, thanks. for
Pure
being
pleasure, Joe, and everybody go out there and enjoy the God-given day.
here. All right, this is Joe Callahan. Enjoy the day today. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do remember is coming up after the 9 o'clock news on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.